It's the 2018 NFL Draft. Buffalo's on the clock at 12-22, but they're most likely going to trade up. We're waiting for the future. Good job keeping it secret. Darnold. Ah! Wow, the leaks were true. I'm not surprised. The leaks were true. Pick Darnold.
With the third pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Sam Darnold.
Yes! Ha ha! Let's just move up and get Rosen. If we move up and get Allen, I'm gonna get pissed. You will see that. Buffalo! They did it! They did it! They traded up!
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have traded the 7th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 7th pick in the 2018
Rosen.
NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming. Well, maybe a little longer wait than Josh Allen expected, but the man who once had to send out 1,000 emails to head coaches, offensive coordinators, and quarterback coaches.
Well, there we go. We blew it. Oh, we blew it. We blew it.
Susie, Josh, thanks very much. Here are the details
Okay.
of the trade. Buffalo moves up to get the 7th overall pick. The Bucs get the 12th and 2 18-second rounders. Again, remember, Buffalo.
So we still have a first-round pick? Back. The Bills just traded up. We traded our 22nd pick to get up to 16th and got rid of our 65th pick overall. Are you kidding me? Okay, Tremaine Edmunds might be a good option. Calvin Ridley, receiver, maybe.
With the 16th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Tremaine Edmunds.
Okay, all right.
Virginia Tech.
Hey Bills fans, JCamman99 here to talk to you about the 7th and 16th overall picks in the 2018 NFL Draft. Josh Allen and Tremaine Edmunds. Okay. You saw my reactions. I want to explain why my reactions kind of seemed a little weirder this year, and that is I was doing a live stream on Facebook, and I was using my laptop to talk, and I put the live stream on the phone, so it was kind of one of those things where I had this like weird little system going on. So that's why you saw me looking off into like the distance and sitting on the floor. And so now since we got that out of the way, let's actually talk about the draft. Yes, I did not want the Bills to take Josh Allen. I had him ranked as the 7th best quarterback in the draft, which means that there were 6 better options. So clearly I didn't want Josh Allen with the 6th overall pick. I mean, that's really what it is. I'll break down a little bit of my experience with him, and I'll tell you why that is. I didn't watch a lot of his games. I did see one of them, and he had a horrible game, the game I watched. I don't remember who they were playing against, unfortunately. But I stayed up till like 1 a.m. because that's what you have to do with those mountain games. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, first of all, it's 2 small schools playing against each other, and then you got Josh Allen out there, and it's like, okay, when Carson Wentz played for a small school, he showed up, you know, like he put on a performance, and you knew how good he was. So you think, okay, Josh Allen, you got to do the same thing. You're at a smaller school, you should stand out. But no, he just blended in, and it just did not impress me. So then I watched the Senior Bowl. Josh Allen played a good majority of the game. Baker Mayfield started, but he only played like 2 snaps or something like that. And Josh Allen, quite frankly, he got outplayed by Mike White. And actually, that was the day I actually learned a lot about Mike White, and I watched his film, and I actually put him above both Darnold and Allen, mainly based on his Senior Bowl performance. And I realize that's a bad way to do it, because I didn't think Mike White had a good combine. But I'll tell you what I liked about Mike White. He looked pro-ready, and Josh Allen looked like he still had a lot to learn. Great in the interviews. They interviewed him on the sidelines, and great interview. But it just didn't seem like he was quite there yet. He put a couple drives together, but nothing too extreme. Then the combine came, and the analysts were like raving about Josh Allen. That was like around the time where like Mel Kiper had him as number one. I think he still did going into the draft. And I just did not see what the experts saw. Like, they were talking about his power, how easy it is for him to throw 70 yards down the field. Okay. But there needs to be some accuracy to it. His accuracy in college was like 56%. Like, last year, I think he was injured part of the year, but, like, he only threw for, like, 1,800 yards. I mean, that's Tyrod zone, you know? Like, it's not good. Like, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, something like that. And there was just something wrong with the way he threw the ball. And it's hard to explain. It's just like, even when he was throwing the deep ball, like, you know, they're running down the field to get the 60-yard pass, and if you're throwing it that far, but yet you have to stop, turn around, and wait for the ball to come down, and I know that's a weird way of looking at it, and other than that, like, there really wasn't much else that impressed me. I'm being pretty negative here, so I will say some positives. I watched a video the other day of him, like, just doing, like, you know, like, sports science stuff where he was asked to throw a ball at a beam, and he was like, I think he was the only quarterback to actually, like, hit the beam that had tried, like, with all the other ones. So I guess when it comes to non-game performance, his accuracy is pretty good, and that's great. And I guess he has, like, some really good velocity with the ball, like, unlike anything that the NFL's ever seen. So those are really good things. And to put a weird positive spin on this, I look forward to seeing if he can develop. I do not think he will, but I'm hoping against hope I'm wrong on this, and we find a way to develop him. I still kind of see us going into the season with A.J. McCarron, not just because of Allen, but because I want to see if A.J. McCarron has something, and I think he deserves that chance. He's been in the league for a while. See if he can be like kind of what Tyrod did, and see if he can do it. And if he can't, then you put in Allen, see if he can do it, and then hopefully one of them makes it. That's kind of where we're at right now. So again, and Josh Rosen, the reason I wanted Josh Rosen over Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, is quite simply because I thought Rosen was pro ready. I watched him play at UCLA, and quite frankly, he looked. I mean, his team was horrible around him, and yet he looked like a pro. Like, he almost reminded me of an Aaron Rodgers or a Peyton Manning out there, honestly, with the way he commanded the field. So I'm not saying he's up to that par. I'm not. But I'm saying I thought he was ready to go. You know, it is what it is. That's where we're at. So let me talk about the other first round pick that we had, Tremaine Edmunds out of Virginia Tech. Now this is a good thing. I had him ranked as my number one off linebacker in this entire draft. Other experts had him falling in the last couple weeks, though, and the reason for that was because they took a look at, like, him and Roquan Smith, and they were like, okay, let's look at their performances. And to give a summary, I think their performances was like over 100 tackles last season, like 5.5 sacks, which is pretty good numbers. And they looked all like, well, what's the difference between these two? And from what I understand, he was dropping down the boards because they thought because of his size he could have done a lot better. Now I don't know. I mean, I think you're kind of pulling at threads a little bit, and I applaud the Bills for taking him. I think he's going to be a pretty good linebacker for us, to be quite honest with you. But the problem is that's when we made that trade and got rid of our 65th overall pick. It's like, okay, we could have waited around and gotten Rashaan Smith. Like, we could have. There was another linebacker we could have picked, and he went to the Titans. We could have done that, and we did not do that. And I know there's, like, differences between inside and outside linebackers, but quite honestly, I mean, people adjust all the time. So, and I know sometimes you can, depending on the player, but it is what it is. So that's my thoughts on this year's draft. And tomorrow, now, normally I'm really good about figuring out what the player is going to be the next day, but since we pick at 96, it's really hard to give you a prediction, but I will try. Both Connor Williams and Orlando Brown were both slated as first rounders at one point, and then their stock started to slide. So I'm going to assume. So that's my prediction. I want to get a lineman in the third round. Our line's completely decimated, regardless of what quarterback starts, whether it's McCarron or Allen or what ends up happening. So we need to fix our line. It's pretty bad right now. And then after that, we'll just go for needs. We still need a backup running back. another corner to help out if Vontae Davis gets hurt. I mean, we got things to do. And it would have been really nice to have those 2 second-rounders. And just pick the one player in the first round. We didn't need to do this. We could have gotten like Jerome Baker in the second round or other linebackers out there. We could have done that. I like the fact that we got Tremaine Edmunds. I do. But I just don't like the way we managed it. And it's disappointing. It really is. And we didn't get we could have gotten Rosen over Allen, and we did not do that either. So there we go. And I know now, maybe a lot of you might be disagreeing with me, and that's fine, but I also know that a lot of you are agreeing with me. I know there was a ton of Buffalo backlash against Josh Allen in recent days. And it's funny that, like, the management did not give a crap about that at all. Like, which is kind of a good thing, because that tells you that, like, Russ wasn't doing the draft. But still, that's where we're at. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about the draft this year. There's no quarterback tomorrow, so I probably won't come on and do another video. But I will look for comments, and if you have any comments of what your thoughts are on Josh Allen or Tremaine Edmunds, if you really want to go there, leave some comments, and I'll get back to you, and let me know. And you know what, guys? Give me some hope, please. Tell me why and give me some real good reasons, if you don't mind. Why you think Josh Allen is going to really be what we were looking for. I mean, remember, we got rid of Tyrod for a reason. We were looking for something better. So convince me, please, that Josh Allen is something better. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching this video, and take care.